9 minutes before countdown. 9 minutes.
9 minutes before countdown. 9 minutes while the world waits and wonders. Share, if you dare, the unbearable suspense of men and women who have never in their lives faced greater peril. The day the Earth caught fire will burn itself into your memory. Is it fiction or is it fact?
What's the nutation of the Earth?
Nutation? Well, it's a slight oscillation on the Earth's axis, caused by the pull of the sun and the moon on the equator. You see, there's a slight bulge on the...
There's also an item here about axis rotation. There's been 11-degree variation, whatever that may mean.
They've shifted the tilt of the Earth. The stupid, crazy, irresponsible bunglers. They've finally done it.
Welcome to Kermode Uncut. There's a lot of science fiction around at the moment. You're probably one of the thousands of people who've been to see Interstellar, Chris Nolan's new film, in one of the many formats. Maybe you saw it like I did, in 70mm IMAX, in which it's a pretty overpowering experience. Also, at the moment, the BFI, the British Film Institute, have a season called Days of Fear and Wonder, looking at the history and relevance of science fiction. Now, I should say I have a vested interest in this. I wrote a book about silent running, and we did a screening of silent running at the Eden Project in Cornwall. It was wonderful, the domes of the film matching up with the domes of the Eden Project, a really magical experience. Well, one of the great things that the BFI have done is that they did a restoration and reissue of a film from the early 1960s directed by Val Guest called The Day the Earth Caught Fire. You may know it, but you may equally not have seen it. If you haven't, it's really worth checking out. It's about to come out on Blu-ray with a documentary and a commentary and loads of accompanying special features. It's a terrific story. It's set early 1960s. The idea is that the US and the Russians, through atomic explosions, have put the Earth off its axis. This has triggered an ecological crisis. The weather has gone mad. The Thames has dried up. Tropical storms in London. And the whole thing is filmed around London locations and some Brighton locations, but basically takes place in the offices of the Daily Express, and it's through the Daily Express reporter's eyes that we see these events unfolding. Now, this was back in the time when if you read a story in the Daily Express which said the Earth is going to catch fire because, the Russians and the Americans have knocked it off its axis with nuclear weapons, you'd go, oh, okay, I believe that, rather than going, yeah, right. The brilliant thing about the film is just how contemporary it looks. When they did the theatrical re-release, they had a premiere at the British Museum, and many people went along to see it and were struck by just how contemporary it looked. The themes of, ecological disaster, even the political themes, all seem to have relevance in the 21st century. When you look at Interstellar, in fact, I think you can see the influence of The Day the Earth Caught Fire. My tendency is always to compare everything to Silent Running because I love that film so much. Oh, ecological disaster, it's a Silent Running story. But in fact, in the case of Interstellar, I think you can look back to The Day the Earth Caught Fire. The film won a BAFTA for Best Screenplay, and deservedly so. It's brilliantly written. It's also wonderfully ambiguous in the way in which it decides to conclude its extraordinary apocalyptic narrative.
21.
To the luck of the human race.
If you haven't seen it, check it out when it comes out on Blu-ray. If you have, what do you think? You think there's some of that in Interstellar?
3, 2, 1.